Hello. God bless you, and happy Tuesday. It is a great day, and I just had some real great, fantastic one-on-one, and we were speaking about our vision, goals, and desires. And really, the question today is, what is your vision and what is your goal for 2025? And is there anything in this year that has held you back? Is there anything this year that you wanted to achieve that you may not have achieved? Or is there anything that you feel that has, suppressed you, and you can really truly highlight these into becoming who God has called you to be? And because He wants you to be the best version of you, and He wants you to know that nothing is impossible with Him. That when we look to Him, when we start to really speak and start to declare God and what He says nothing is impossible. He says that we can do such great things within our lives, that it's up to us whether we are going to grab hold of the words and listen to them, or we're going to let fear hold us back. Because what we were it was really encouraged today that during the time of when COVID happened, there was a great need for God, because everyone was very fearful, and so everyone felt like they needed to go to God. They needed to honor God. They needed to really they wanted to become out of the fear they were in. So has your desires, do God's desires in you strike action within you? Have you acted upon everything that God has really encouraged you to do this year? Have you acted upon and put action to each goal that is within your heart? Are you either coming from a place of faith, knowing that God is, and He truly is, He can be whatever you need Him to be. If you want Him to, if you need Him to help you in any area, within your mind, within your body, within your health, within your relationships, within your finances, what is it that you desire? What do you desire? Because God can do it, but where is your mind? Has your mind slipped back in any area? Because God wants us fully focused. He wants us to be focused on all the great things He can do within your life. But are you letting your mind stop you from doing what God says He can do? And He says He can do the impossible. He says He can move mountains for you. And if you're in a circumstance or in a situation right now that may seem impossible to come out of, then I'm saying to you today, and God is saying to you today, that there is nothing impossible with me. That there are seasons we go through, but we do not stop the practices of what has made us strong. You know, that what made you strong, and you can think upon these things. What is it that I first done in 2024 or however long you have been connected? What is it that made me strong? And am I still living by the practices encouraged with a full heart, real dedicated and committed heart with God? Or have I slipped back in my mind because, a person may have said something, that actually it could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be your children, it could be your mum, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, it could be any of these people, your friend, that could come in and try and give their opinion, and it could sound great because, in the carnal reality, things do sound right, but is that God's way? Is that what God is saying to you? Is that what is encouraged you by your minister? Because we need to recognize the people who are feeding us. What is feeding your mind? Are you letting the world, or are you actually taking the words from your minister who God gave to you, actually deep dwell in your heart, and you're living by that, and you're living by the words that God is speaking to you? Because this is so important, that we are living by what God is encouraging, and we're not just being tossed to and fro. That yes, things may come up, sickness, there could be you could be in a house and you could be around a lot of people whose mind are a complete different mindset to you, that they're in a carnal way of thinking. But are you allowing that to magnify more than God? Are you magnifying them and what they're saying? Are you magnifying the world's reality more than magnifying what God is saying? Are you magnifying your problems more than you're magnifying God? Because what you magnify in your life is what is going to become. Everything that God has been speaking, that first it becomes a thought, and then it could become a desire. And when you have that desire within your heart, and you can go ahead and act on that. And if there's the wrong information, or you're listening to the wrong information, you're listening to the world's reality, and you're letting that dwell in your heart, then bit by bit you can really slow down, and that's not what God wants for you. We push in, we delve in every single day, no matter what is going on, no matter what the circumstances in. We still push in, we still delve deep and deep into God and his desires and what he wants for us. And what does he want for you? And if you don't feel you have a huge desire for things, if you don't feel that actually right now I really don't know my visions, I don't know what I want, go to God, ask him, fill my heart, Lord, fill my heart with your desires. Don't just ask him, pray. One of my things is real my fellowship, but as my fellowship and the labourers comes, then many other fellowships around Bristol. It starts from the one, and then it can go out. There could be many different fellowships and many different. I really pray for full like-mindedness around me. The people around me and many other people can hear the words, listen to them, and act gladly in doing it and trust God. Because my life, I want to be sold out to God. I want to ensure that my life is being I am being that example to others of who Christ is in the world, and not just dropping off at every point that I feel, or I'm not very happy about this, or connect to God first. Give God your hearts and your desires. Be confident in him. Be God inside minded. Be what is God saying to you, and really putting God as first priority. He wants to be first priority in 2025, and he wants you to recognize the things that may have held you back in 24, and to really ask God to highlight them to your heart, and then write them down and say, this is what I need to work on in 2025. What do you need to work on in 2025 to ensure that you're living that full focused, full heart, fully committed life with God? Because it's not